Hello guys, this is trade of the day. I'll be going over today's trade that I actually made this on Tuesday, August 8th, 2017. So I did close this yesterday, but actually swing traded from August 4th. Now I just want to quickly thank you again guys for watching these videos. I know I haven't posted videos. I believe it's almost been like 2 months, and the reason why is because I actually moved to California from Chicago, Illinois. I did move to the Bay Area. Dream come true, so I'm very happy, very excited. I love the weather. There's just so many physical activities that I could do here. I'm an outdoors person. I like to work out, lift, play basketball, soccer, run, hiking, biking, you name it. I like to do it all, so this is where I wanted to be. So I'm very, very happy about that. Now, as a reminder, this video is for learning purposes. So I am going to go over this trade that I made. Now, this is actually what's the setup of the name of the setup is what's called a base breakout. Now, it's a base breakout because it broke out of a base. Now, I don't know if you guys remember GoPro. I do, and actually, I do plan on buying a GoPro very soon because I do want to make some cool videos and post them on YouTube. But besides that, GoPro was what we called a runner, momentum runner. If you guys could see the last couple of years, especially when they IPO, it just kind of went skyrocketed. It was definitely a fad. Everybody was getting a GoPro. Everybody was posting videos on YouTube of, biking or jumping off airplanes, all this cool stuff. And of course, the fad kind of started to slow down. Their earnings started kind of slow down. If you guys look at these earnings per share, 24, 35, 25, negative -0.8. So as you guys can see, fads do die out. But they reported earnings on August 4th, and that kind of changed. And you guys can see the price started to kind of base around, 10, 9, 8, around there. And that's why it's called a base breakout, because it's breaking out of the base. But what's important is not only does it break out of base, but it has to be for a reason. Most like a catalyst, like earnings breakout, and this is in earnings. So they did report a better than expected earnings, and that's pretty much the reason why it broke out such high volume. So not only did this break out on high volume, but keep in mind that in order for stocks to kind of run in multiple days, multiple months, they also have to have what's called this either high short interest or what we also called float, low float. Now, anything below 100 million shares, low float, it's a good thing. Now, when we're talking about float, meaning how many shares are out there where buyers and sellers could interact, and anything below 100 million means low float. So low float meaning that there's a high demand, boom, it's going to skyrocket. And to top it all off, short interest. This is GoPro has been heavily shorted. If you guys could look, short float right here. We're looking at 43.47% short interest. So we're talking about almost half of the float is actually short. So that is a huge, meaning that there is going to be a huge short squeeze, and that's kind of what happened. And that's the reason why we got this kind of like this huge gap up, from $8 before the earnings report on August 4th to like $10, and that's a short squeeze. Meaning when short squeeze, meaning that shorts have to cover, because short sellers, they have to sell, they got to borrow shares and sell shares, and in order for them to make money, they have to buy them back at a lower price. But because they're reporting good earnings, they actually bought them back at a higher price. So you couple, short sellers buying in to cover that with momentum traders like myself buying in because of the opportunity, and you get this short squeeze. So if you look at the intraday chart, I bought here on August 4th, You guys can see it ended up breaking out levels of resistance. Here 985 was a level of resistance in the 6-month chart, and 940 was a level of resistance as well. So broke out this both levels of resistance, but it pulled back. And again, resistance does become support if it holds. So I did end up buying around 990s because it kind of held the support. And my target, of course, was around the 11s. Now this is based on the 1-year chart resistance level right here, so 1110. So again, bought around 990s, going towards 11. So I wasn't sure how this thing was going to react. All I know is there was going to be a short squeeze, and so I was looking to sell once it hit around those levels. Now, actually, in my luck, it actually went up 3 days in a row. So I kind of had a cover because after 3 days of short squeeze, you know, momentum usually does start to shift. And I could tell right away here. And my target was actually 1089 to be exact. And my stop area was below this, of course, support level 940. So anywhere around 930s. So that's how you kind of risk the 2 to 1. Now I did get a little bit less than 2 to 1 on this one because I missed my target at 1089. Now I did have this automatic sell order, so I wasn't looking at the chart until kind of like the last hour of the day, and it did pull back, did consolidate, and it was kind of showing some resistance areas and stuff in action around 1075. You guys can see this area right here, and it kind of couldn't break over that towards the highs, and it started pulling back. Now, I usually do end up holding this for another day, but there was two things that I didn't like that told me that I needed to sell. One, it was up 3 days in a row, on the August 4th, 7th, and the 8th. That was one. Two, it was getting overbought, stochastics above 80s, getting close to 80s. And three, the market was getting a little bit angsty. The market was selling off. And usually I do not pay attention to the market, even if there's some sort of sell-offs. But what I do pay attention to is when there's a market sell-off with the VIX, the fear index, going up. And that's what I saw. Now, this is for more advanced traders, of course. I don't expect everybody to understand what the VIX is. It's definitely what a lot of people call the fear index. And there was a huge spike yesterday on the 8th. And a lot of it was because Donald Trump was was replying back to North Korea's threats that they wanted to nuke the U.S. or something like that. So Donald Trump came back hard and said that if they do something stupid like that, they were gonna see fire and fury. So of course, those type of threats, geopolitical, they call it geopolitical tensions, do make the market angsty, and investors and traders have to put I guess you could say options, derivatives to kind of protect themselves in case there is a sell-off. So that's a reason why there were the VIX spike, but that's the reason why I sold, to be honest with you. And I made the right decision because today, which was the 9th, there was a sell-off, and it went below. It didn't hold this prior support, so there's definitely a pullback coming. So I'm glad I sold. I took my profits and called it a day. Now, when it comes to trading, guys, remember that it takes time. It takes time to understand the setups. There are multiple setups, not just one. I have posted actually a lot of setups on this YouTube channel, so I welcome you guys to kind of go back. I actually posted another setup, another base breakout setup trade on this YouTube channel. So I definitely welcome you guys to go back and look at the similarities. Again, the patterns are very, very similar. And not exactly, not every single trade is going to be exactly the same thing. It's not always going to work the same way, but the patterns are very, very similar, and those patterns tend to repeat themselves over and over and over. And it's understanding of, what makes the pattern work, like low float, short interest, above average volume. You guys can see these volume bars, this huge green volume bar, 28 million shares compared to the rest, below, 2 million, so above average, breakout, catalyst, earnings breakout, breaking out lows of resistance, low float stock, high short interest, all these indicators cause these squeezes and these stocks to run. So hopefully that made sense. I'm going to welcome you guys to review some of my other videos, other setups. And if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to post them on YouTube. And if you like the video, if you learned something, please put us like. And I welcome you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I'll definitely be posting a lot more cool videos and awesome videos. And I'm actually thinking about posting some of the things that I do, activities that I do at my free time that I think will be awesome for you guys to watch. So you guys will hear from me soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.